It feels good to have success and to win another football game. A couple things I thought were critical in today's outcome. First of all, hard-fought matchup, and I credit Virginia for continuing to be resilient and fighting back and making plays. I think Scott Ariano, our punter today, really had a huge impact on the game, not only in terms of field position, and not only because of his average, but then there's a few critical times, one in particular at the end where he really gave us great field position and I think landed the ball on the 2-yard line. So I thought his performance was outstanding. Again, staying with special teams, Adam Heaney's kick return was timely and really an amazing return. Those are hard to come up with, and so that was a great play for us. Taysom's play in the second half, as well as our early down defense in the second and the third quarter. That combination, I think, allowed us to start moving away. And then the turnover battle, we were +2. And so in a close game, in a game where Virginia was clearly intent to try to hold the ball as much as possible and keep our offense off the field, special teams plays, Adam Heaney's play, and slightly better defense and early downs in the third quarter, I think those things all contributed. So with that, it feels good again to have success, to see the players happy, and so looking forward to a little rest, a little recovery, some focus on things that can be improved, and then get back to it. Any questions?
You mentioned Adam Heaney's return. He had so many. He's had a couple called back. He's had a couple where he's been run down. How nice was it just to see the kid finally have an opening and be able to go all the way?
It was great, and that hasn't been a strong unit for us yet this season, so we've been kind of waiting for, and we put a ton of pressure on that unit this week to improve their performance, and so it was really fun to put emphasis on something and then actually see it come to fruition, so I was really happy for him.
And as far as the timing of it, I mean, they just scored an 8-point game at that point.
Yeah, and it just each time we took it from 8 to 15, to their credit, they responded. But we needed players to respond as well, and between Taysom and Adam Heaney and kind of what was happening there, I think that was the combination that kind of kept, for us at least offensively, separating us. Anything else?
You had 12 penalties again, something like. Is it time to? Are you going to acknowledge that that's a problem, or?
Well, I think it's been acknowledged that it's a problem. Maybe I haven't taken the action that everyone else would like me to, and to say we've done nothing. Maybe the results say that, but yeah, I think it's time to make sure that I continue to work on it, and hopefully it'll show at some point. Maybe it's a cumulative effort, and maybe the next time that we play, you'll see an improvement. Hopefully.
Defensively, didn't reach the pillar as far as points go. They gave up a bunch of yards. What did you see as far as the defense?
Well, not great execution from really play one all the way through the end of the game, just in terms of really assignment sound football, playing with an edge, playing with confidence, and making the appropriate stops on third down, which really was tied to execution. And so I would have loved to seen us be more assignment sound and have played with more edge within our assignments collectively for the whole game. There were glimpses, but consistency was an issue today.
This was the first time you've been behind in the entire season. Do you like how your team responded overall?
I think they battled really well, and you could tell it was different for us. It was different from the beginning of the game, really all the way till we took the lead. I don't think we gave it up once we got into the second half and we took the lead. But it was an appropriate and necessary kind of just situation to learn from, and we put ourselves in it, and so it just shows there's still more work to do.
First half, it seemed like you had trouble tackling. What do you attribute that to?
Yeah, I think not only the first half, but I think there was some missed all the way through the fourth quarter, and so a little bit different skill set by athletes that we were facing today. I noticed that was size up front and just some of the skill players. And then, who knows, maybe it's just as we've been pushing them hard through 3 weeks, maybe there's just a little bit of edge that came off through wear and tear. Hard to know for sure.
You got a couple of, you mentioned the +2 in turnovers, plus you got the turnover on downs, but you were only able to turn that into 3 points. I understand. Disappointed that you weren't able to kind of put the hammer down there?
Yeah, there's, would have liked to, and we had a number of opportunities just pull away, and we aren't capable yet of being able to do that, but we are capable of winning games. And so I'll smile while we work on it, at least for now, but there's some urgency to make sure that we can pull away when we have a chance.
It seemed to be a focus of trying to be aggressive going long, and it seemed like that kind of came out today. Are you pleased with the progression? Was there anything new, or is that just finally the offense kind of clicked in that way?
Well, I think it was just emphasis, and again, we knew that they would be a difficult team to run against, but with their emphasis there, we thought there could be openings outside, not only short and outside, but deep and outside. So we targeted that at a higher level, and I think for a lot of the game, that actually is what helped us move the ball. Again, when you're talking 60 plays and scoring over 40 points, it's a pretty good day offensively.
Marco, when did you know Bronson Kafusi wouldn't play, and how did you feel?
You know, I really, I watched him in warm-ups, and so I saw him take one drop in warm-ups, and I knew right then that he wasn't ready to play. And he wants to play, but he's not ready. Algie Brown is not ready to play either. We got Marcus Johnson back today. He's, I don't know what percentage, but he's not all the way back. So my hope is that all of those players will be back, plus Nick Kurtz, another receiver by Utah State, which will be really good. I don't think we lost anybody today.
Jordan Leslie?
Went out, and I wish I could report more on that. I know they told me, I think, middle of the third that he wasn't going to return. I don't really know any more specifics on that. So, but again, with the bye coming, hopefully that'll be good timing for us.
Do you like the timing of the bye week? On one hand, you got a chance to get guys healthy, but you guys have a lot of momentum on your side right now.
Yeah, you just have to make it positive no matter what. And I think with the current state of our team, we can make it a positive thing.
How do you feel like the pass rush performed in general?
Not very good. I think that we're not hitting the quarterback frequently enough, nor are we making plays on the ball downfield in critical moments. So the combination of those two things allowed Virginia to keep the ball or stay in the game. Better play in obvious passing situations when they're behind 15 points. That's really, we had so many chances just to either hit the quarterback or knock down a pass. So we have some work to do there, and which is the last 2 weeks it's been great because that's kind of an area now that there's been some light shown on it, so now we can work on it even harder.
You've made it this far into the press conference without really being asked about Taysom Hill's performance, but it didn't, I mean, he had some gutsy plays, but he didn't seem to be as explosive as we've seen him be in the past. Was that just the amount of plays you were running? Or
yeah, I think when you're about at 30 less plays, the chances for him to kind of take over the game becomes different. But then when you think about the quarterback scramble, throwing to Mitch Juergens, when you start thinking about a few critical runs and scores, and I'm not sure in the number of plays against the type of defense being played against him, and again, still having over 40 points in 60 plays, I think a lot of that is attributed to if you choose to take or focus hard there will be a cost. And so I think that's a positive thing for us. Extra defenders on Taysom maybe now start to be more points on the board than what was happening before a year ago.
It seemed like Jordan Prater really played the majority of the second half. Do you feel like he's earned more playing time?
Yeah, we didn't play him as much a week ago against Houston, and kind of regretted that after the fact because he's been practicing really well and he's a good football player. And so he did a couple nice things early on in the third quarter, and so Coach Howell just stayed with him. But you could have to ask Nick about how he rotated there, but I like Jordan Prater a lot.
What about Fred Warner? Seemed like he was in a lot in this game.
A lot of players are rotating, and the other thing that was noticeable to me is, man, I don't know the last time we had a day game at home, and the routine was quite different. And so it felt, well, as the head coach, it felt different coming out of the tunnel and seeing the sunshine. And so just the rhythm of our preparation from yesterday to today was just a little bit different. And so we rotated more players. I think playing in the daytime with a little bit more heat, it had a little bit more effect than what I thought it would, so we rotated more guys.
How important was winning field position today?
It was critical because it's hard to win games without field position. Again, Scott Ariano helped us with that, and so I love all the things that can be worked on. I also love being undefeated at this point, and I hope that's not forgotten.
Would you say this is Scott Ariano's best performance?
Yeah, I think. And it might be one of the best performances by any punter since I've been the coach. I mean, each punt just seemed to be right on the money and over the guy's head or pinning it in, and so I was really happy for him.
Knowing his history, but I mean,
It's awesome. It's fantastic to have a guy come as a walk-on and then become a leadership council member, a scholarship player, and then be able to continue to perform like that. It's really cool.
with the bye week coming up, do you have any idea what you're gonna do next week?
What I know right now is Monday will be a normal Monday with the exception of we normally have a walkthrough Monday night, so we won't do that, but we'll have all of our meetings first thing Monday morning, and we will practice Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I've only taken it to that point. What the weekend looks like, I'll probably decide just as I gauge our team through 3 practices to see what that's going to be like.
Any other questions?
Coach, you're 4-0, top 25. How good do you guys think you can be?
Hard to say. I think the players will determine that. Their grit, their determination, their resiliency, their day-to-day, their ability to keep out the things that aren't important, to focus on the things they can control. That's becoming, I've seen that escalate each week. And the ability to really embrace the roles that they have and stay together as a team. All those things really, player leadership has a ton to do with that. I don't absolve myself, but there's a ton right now that will come from the players that will be critical. I like our chances.
This is only the second time as a head coach you've gotten to this point, being
Really?
undefeated. How's that feel?
Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to kind of ponder that, but
It's only happened 7 times in history for 8 years.
There you go.
there you go. See, that's why I have, he's like my backup. You know, my bodyguard to come with the stats when I need them. Thanks,
Thanks.
everybody.